What's going on, all you wild cinephiles? Your two favorite movie producers are live from the Paramount lot, and we're here to talk about the show that focuses on the making of the classic film, The Godfather. We are talking about the new Paramount Plus limited series, The Offer.
You're talking about the Godfather's Pizza in Brooklyn?
No, Logan, I'm actually talking about the classic film that was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. So that's all right. We are talking about the new show, The Offer, on Paramount Plus, a show that we've been looking forward to. We saw a trailer for it, probably 6 months to a year ago, heard about the making of it. It sounds awesome, right up our alley, loving the mob genre. We love these films. I just picked up The Godfather in 4K. I watched the first one to see how it looked on the big screen. They really did a good job restoring it. And the first three films in the franchise, obviously there's a coda 2, are now streaming on Paramount Plus. So if you guys need, to catch up on The Godfather, if you haven't seen it in a while, you can stream it on Paramount Plus as you're watching The Offer. But yeah, this show dives into the very interesting making of The Godfather and how everything came together. And the show is led by Miles Teller. He's playing Al Ruddy, this producer who sort of coming up with the idea for the show Hogan's Heroes, which is a classic, show from back in the day, very popular for its time. And, he was doing other work. He wasn't even a producer, but he found a love in cinema. And, he started thinking of these ideas for a show with Hogan's Heroes. And eventually he, got to reading this book that had came out written by Mario Puzo called The Godfather. And he, could imagine this film on the big screen. He needed to assemble the right people to get it made, the right director, the right cast and everything. But he knew that he wanted to bring in Mario Puzo, the writer, to, sort of come in and get a screenplay written for this film. So the film is all about the making of The Godfather. It's spanning 10 episodes. And, things are complicated by the fact that the actual mob is unhappy with them, going in and making this film. They think it's, going to make the mafia look bad, and, it's going to put all the heat on them. And we have Giovanni Ribisi playing the mob boss, Joe Colombo. It's Giovanni. He's gained some weight. He's got that look of an old time gangster. And, him and Miles Teller's Al Ruddy have some great scenes together, and Al Ruddy's trying to convince him that no, the movie's not going to make you look bad. And, it goes through how they have to take out the word mafia in the screenplay. And once that's done, he's kind of in, Joe Colombo's, okay with the movie. He realizes that the screenplay is really solid and that they can go ahead and make this film. But there are a lot of complications along the way. And we have some other actors come along that you guys might recognize, starting with Robert Evans. And who's Robert Evans played by, Uncle Logan?
Matthew Good from Watchmen. That's what I know him from.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's basically, the head of the studio, Paramount. He's a big drunk, and throughout the course of the first 3 episodes that we checked out, he's pretty much shit-faced and gives Al Ruddy the chance, be a producer, get this movie made about the Godfather, this really huge book that's, New York Times bestseller. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's reading it this summer. So they're trying to get this movie made, and puts, Al Ruddy, the first, big job that he's had for cinema, because he's a huge cinema junkie like us, going to the movie theaters, experiencing that story, the magic, and making movies. So that's why he gets involved at Paramount and setting out to find the actors, director, everybody that's going to be involved in this movie, and bringing in the real author of the book, Mario Puzo, to help write the script. And that's where we get introduced to Dan Fogler playing Francis Ford Coppola, which I thought did an excellent job, looked exactly like him, same mannerisms. So him and Mario put their heads together to, create the script, write the script for the movie. And then you have, eventually Al Pacino coming in as a young theater actor, getting his big shot with this movie, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. This is a show that if you're a fan of the making of things, that you're going to love. And that's why I love it. I read a lot of criticism online from it, but I don't think the people share the kind of love that we do for like what goes into making these movies and putting them together. And this is like a, behind the scenes look of the making of this classic film and all the struggles that they went through. You know, I didn't know a lot about the history of the making of The Godfather, but with this series now, with these, you know, great actors and the spot on casting, like you mentioned, you know, Francis Ford Coppola, Dan Fogler, they look exactly the same, basically. I mean, it's who you'd imagine playing the part. And we have all these other characters, you know, Juno Temple plays Betty McCart, Al's kind of secretary, and, you know, girl that's had the experience from the inside of working with Paramount all these years. And she sort of works as an in-between between Al and the studio, with Robert Evans and everything, and, you know, getting deals made and getting people interested in the material, sort of, you know, doing all this stuff. But like we mentioned, Miles Teller really leads this ensemble cast here. He's playing Al Ruddy, and Miles has some great work here. You can really tell that he's growing as an actor, and he really gets to test his chops out in this. This is a more complicated role than we've seen him in recent years. And I was pretty impressed with his performance. He's also, you know, put on some muscle. He looks bigger now. He looks older. You know, he's, you know, just a couple of years ago, he looked younger in Whiplash. He still looked like he could pass off, you know, for a college kid, but now he's starting to look like, you know, a young man coming into his own, and really does a good job in the scenes that he has. Some of the scenes with, you know, Robert Evans, him and his character interacting were very interesting, and him with his girlfriend, you know, sort of, you know, talking through all the problems that are happening, and they kind of, you know, comfort each other and, you know, help each other out during these, you know, crazy times where he's trying to get this huge film made for this struggling studio with, you know, basically everything against him. It needs to be a success. So he feels all that stress. And I love how he was smart enough to assemble the team of getting the actual writer of the book for authenticity, and then bringing in this fantastic director, actually convincing these people to come along and do this with them and to take the chance and really take the risk of their careers to put, you know, this saga together. And we all know the end, you know, the end point in this series and what gets made. It's classic, you know, one of the most classic sagas of all time that was created. But this show really did a great job in the first 3 episodes of setting things up. And I can't wait to see, you know, some of the cast, you know, come along. Like you mentioned, we're going to see a young Al Pacino, a young Brando. We're going to see all the, you know, making of the film, the locations, how they secured, you know, the locations. In these episodes, you know, we get a look at the famous house that they all stayed in on the water. And, you know, you get a lot of classic Easter eggs if you're a big fan of the Godfather movies.
This is for really all movie fans. You know, most of us are interested in the making of, right? Me and you, if we go on trips, we always go where they film movies, California or wherever. This is a treat for us as fans, and obviously fans of The Godfather, one of the greatest movies of all time, Oscar winner, just very notorious for great ensemble, great story, and then it set it up for the trilogy. But the OG, you know, this is very interesting. Taking a look at this, you know, the trials and tribulations that went into making this movie. I didn't realize they had this many problems making The Godfather. I thought it was going to be all smooth sailing, but apparently not, you know, and then being tied in with the mob, Frank Sinatra, all the big mobsters. You had Mickey Cohen out in LA being involved in this, you know, like, you can't make this movie, we'll end up killing you. Basically, they're getting threatened. Al Ruddy's getting threatened all the time to stop making this movie until they fix a lot of things.
For sure. Paramount Plus, their first big limited series that they produced since the, you know, the streamer started last year, I believe. You know, it's relatively new now. And for me, I thought this is another hit for them. You know, they've, you know, produced some good shows, but this one is really one that I'm going to want to follow from week to week moving forward here. Really enjoyed these first 3 episodes. It really got me invested in these characters. You know, some scenes could feel kind of cookie cutter and tame compared to some of the mob shows, but this one's not really looking at that. It's more about the making of the film and the threat they were going against and how they ended up crafting the movie and all the history behind it, which I didn't really know. So I'm interested, you know, not only for the actors and what goes on in the screen, but I'm interested in learning how they put this together and all the crazy stuff that happened. You know, how they, you know, got the screenplay right, how the, you know, filming went for Francis Ford Coppola, just everything about it. Like you mentioned, if you're a big fan of this, you know, the making of a movie, this is the show to watch for you. And it's ultimately why I really enjoyed The Offer, the first 3 episodes. And I am going to give The Offer on Paramount Plus a 4 out of 5 Mario Puzo hairpieces.
Yeah, with that being said, I had a great time in the first 3 episodes of The Offer. Huge fan of The Godfather, the original movie. huge fan of the making of, so like TV shows and movies, and this is really some top-notch performances. I do not like Miles Teller at all, but I thought he did a pretty good job. And he's, developing, growing as an actor. He's always kind of the tool bag, but I thought he did a great job as Al Ruddy. Really solid performance. A lot of memorable scenes with some famous people along the way, and the rest of the ensemble. The supporting cast is great. Dan Fogler was also great as Francis Ford Coppola. And I'm interested to see where they take this story and finally seeing the making of the film. Al Pacino, obviously Marlon Brando for sure. So I'm excited for the remaining 7 episodes on Paramount Plus. So I'm giving the first 3 episodes of The Offer a 4.5 out of 5. Giovanni Ribisi hairpieces.
So what did you guys think about The Offer? It's all about the making of the Godfather trilogy. You can see right here. I picked up the trilogy, some really cool artwork for each one. It even comes with Coda, the new, they put together part 3 better. So I haven't watched that yet. I'm interested to see how they improved the Godfather 3, because that's honestly the worst out of the trilogy, but it's still a good film. And I hear that, Coda really makes it better. So I'm looking forward to watching that. But yeah, there's the original Godfather Part 2, and then Coda. And it also comes with a bonus disc. So pick these movies up for sure. If you're a collector, I had to have these. I already had the Blu-rays, but now I have the 4K version as well. So what did you guys think of The Offer on Paramount Plus? Did you guys enjoy it as much as we did? Are you interested in the making of this, classic crime drama movie, this mob movie? One of the best movies of all time, widely considered. It's in everybody's top 5 usually. So we want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and do not forget to click subscribe. Also, make sure to follow along with us on all our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to visit our website, CinePhellas.com. We have a lot of great reviews, podcasts coming very soon. We have a Fellas giveaway going on right now. We will be announcing the winner for that in a week's time, and we will have another Fellas giveaway lined up right after that. So the hits just keep coming from the CinePhellas boys. We love to make content for you guys and put it out there. So stay tuned.
Yeah, thanks for watching as always, and stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Like this guy was saying, lots of videos coming out very soon. It's going to be a huge month for the movie business. We got Doctor Strange coming out. I'm going to see it on Thursday. This guy's seeing it this weekend, so we'll be back to review that. We got Firestarter coming out, the new Top Gun movie, bunch of TV shows. We have the brand new Obi-Wan Kenobi show on Disney Plus, May the 4th tomorrow, Star Wars. So it's a good time to be alive, folks. We got lots of great content. We're going to be sharing our thoughts and everything in the entertainment business right here on our YouTube channel. So this is your 2 favorite Mafia impersonators signing out until the next TV review. Cheers!
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.